Bring the horns in. We going all in.
Well, basically, it's a small community that was just, I can't use the word, we just wanted to practice, just do time, try to encourage each other. And, like I said, being that it was very little to do in Attica as far as working and educational wise. So we had to basically build our own, create some type of more or less brotherhood and encourage each other to stay mentally, spiritually, and physically healthy. Because the most I always say, I've grown to understand. I tell people, I say, how are you? I say, I'm mentally, physically, and spiritually healthy. Because that's what places like Attica you had to be. You had to be mentally, physically, and spiritually healthy. And that's what it was about in Attica. Because you had, though, you always had the bodybuilding. Bodybuilding was a must in most correction institutions. You'll see them on TV. Everybody's lifting weights, doing calisthenics, exercising, running. But you don't see too much of the mental and the spiritual health course that's needed, because that's what's needed when you're incarcerated, and that's what we were doing in Attica. The brotherhood, as well as not just the Nation of Islam, but the brothers of the Black Panthers, and we had connection with other brothers from the trying to think of, I'm using the word SDS, I think Student Nonviolent Cooperating Committee, different organizations at the time of the 60s. So we all had a sense of brotherhood, We may have different opinions, but we all had a respect for each other and a camaraderie together. And we exercised together, we respected each other. But like I said, that was the lacking thing, having the education, because there was no educational courses there. And basically very few in most, at that time, matter of fact, the only, I think, institution that had educational courses beyond maybe basic schooling, if they had, and that was hard to get, and that was in Walk Hill Correction Facility. It was most of the places you went to didn't have any education courses until after Attica. Then they started to bring more. They got more. It became more a rehabilitation process, trying to prepare you for returning to society. But most places it was a very dull day. It was just, let me just get by, and the fact that you had some type of spiritual background or spiritual enlightenment from communities like maybe the Nation of Islam, or going to any religious services, be it Jewish, be it Catholic, be it whatever Jewish service, whatever services that you can go to, it was needed, because it gave you a sense of feeling of not being hopeless. And that's what prison life does when you have nothing to do. It creates an attitude of hopelessness. And when you have a person that's hopeless and feeling hopeless, that's when the problem starts. That's when they feel frustrated and they have nothing to live for, they have nothing to do, and whether it be they wind up taking advantage of someone else, losing themselves, get caught up in it, that's explosive. And that's just what created that explosion in Attica. It was something that for years going on. There was nothing going on in the prison system. There was no rehabilitation process. And that's what I always keep saying, is that need for understanding rehabilitation versus incarceration. We just can't take an individual and put him away and say, you know what, you have 20 years, you have 10 years, and you know what, forget about it. Because now we see how many people are coming out back after doing so many years. Some have got college degrees and bettering themselves and helping others. Some don't. But the problem is that we must try, okay? And fortunately, I think that is why Attica, I say, everyone to me is like, I mean, some people don't believe in what they call, how would I say, karma, or I believe in things happen for reasons. Or I've used the word, to go back to Ecclesiasticus in the Bible, there's a time and place for everything under the sun. And Attica was a catalyst to open up the minds of humans and make people realize that though you may have committed a crime, does not mean you're less than a human being, and you deserve a second chance.
Bring the horns in. We going all in.